Our opening song is made by Stephen Cogswell. It's called The Tom Jones Song. Get it at awtfy.com. That's awtfy.com/TJ.
How's it go?
You want to see 90 seconds that'll make you shit your pants? This was made in 2000.
Holy shit!
Enjoy. I'm Tom Jones and I'm doing a thing. I'm doing it slow and I'm gonna ring your bell. Making new lyrics on the song Prince. My name is Tom Jones. I'm immortal. Always awesome, always on. I'm Tom Jones.
And they'll do all sorts of different things for you. You know what I mean?
I'm drinking blood of the innocent. I'm falling from old spent the sense. I'm drinking blood of the innocent. I'm Tom Jones. I made a deal with the devil. Is your
Baby
sister
boomers.
a virgin still? I'd like to find out if I can drink her fill. I'm Tom Jones and I'm a vampire. Don't tell anyone. Whoops, I confess too much. I'll suck your blood. That's who on the nose. I don't know. I'm Tom Jones. I've lost my
Avocado toast, charcoal wall, rainbow bagel, unicorn frack, cronut, black ice cream, cloud egg, pumpkin spice latte, kombucha, anything with matcha, poke, turmeric latte, acai bowl, overnight oats, ramen burger, mermaid toast, sushi burrito, oat milk, rosé, bone broth, the impossible burger, almond butter, green juice, cauliflower rice, boba, bulletproof coffee, waffle sandwich.
I'm drinking blood of the innocent. I'm falling from old age spent the sense. I'm drinking blood of the innocent. I'm Tom Jones. I made a deal with the devil.
I like a good horn, but that sounds like shit.
Oh, hello, you beautiful demon hordes of the internet. It is Tuesday night, and that, of course, means it has got to be go time for Night Attack, bringing you the best of the worst of the internet. I'm Brian Rushwood, live in Austin, Texas, joined by my BFF and OAK. It's JRY, Justin Robert Young. I know what you are wishing. You are wishing that somebody would freestyle a rap that just dumps on our parents. So take it away, MC Allergy. Shit on the baby boomers.
Baby boomers, you damn newsers.
That's it?
My brain was melted by the previous song. You guys didn't rhyme, but you were rapping along.
It's great.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. So this was the plan, and you can get it in the pre-show if you're a patron member. You can see how this all built up. I was hoping that maybe we would have a chance. Bryce, could you get a beat for Bonnie?
Yeah, I even went
Oh,
down
yeah,
the
yeah,
beat.
that's why everything slipped up. Don't worry, Bonnie. You got a second chance.
I
You're going to knock it out of the park this time, because this time you'll have a beat.
The rhythm. You
Yeah.
gotta feel the rhythm.
All right. From the top. Relax.
Okay,
All right.
let's listen to
All right,
this.
let's hear that beat. It's a good slow beat. Baby boomers. Them fucking
Zero
losers.
BBs.
Old
Oh.
people.
Old people, their generation, they can't creation. Except they did quite a lot.
Keep going. You got this. Just lose yourself. Come on, get in the flow. Get in the flow. You got
Close
this.
my eyes.
Feel the energy.
Let me see. Baby boomers, you damn losers. You can't apologize. Why can't you play nice? Baby boomers.
Stealing all our money. Generation X. Stealing all our taxes. You come for us next.
Baby boomers. You damn losers. We can't apologize. Just play nice.
Damn. Oh, shit.
You ain't never heard a diss like this. We're finishing what Hitler couldn't.
Oh, Jesus. So,
Vietnam. Draft cards. Long hair. Staying hard. That's what it's like to be a... I lost it. Fuck it. All right. Hey.
Nah, I don't got anything.
You in the red. Blood all over your shirt because you fell down. Talk on your jitterbug, you old motherfuckers.
We're talking about unprecedented levels of deficit spending.
Who let the reason MC in here?
I'm so sorry. I totally failed.
No, you nailed it.
It's been
It was
such
great.
a long time.
It was great.
No, that was great. That was great. That'll fucking show him. Number one. Number two, thank you for beginning the show. Our Baby Boomers diss track. Put that shit on Spotify. Ryan, it's good to be on here.
Ah, Christ, Justin, I don't know. I'm genuinely torn. We've got a fork in the road, and I could, as traditionally the first act is reserved for us being honest and talking about what's on our minds. But it's
Sure.
like there's one thing that is positive and delightful and wonderful, and both of us could talk about because we met up over at Comic-Con. It was fantastic. But on the other hand, there's today. And it was not great, and will continue to not be great. Guide me here. Guide me here.
Well, I mean, I didn't realize. I thought we were gonna only focus on one. But we can talk about your dying dog if you want.
All right. We'll put a button on it. We're gonna punch out at some point. Sneakers.
It's sad. It is really sad. I mean, it is definitely. If I were to rank the ways to open a comedy show, I would say Bonnie freestyle rapping and then news about your dying dog.
All right.
Do you want a dead dog timer so we don't spend too much time on
No,
that?
no. We're gonna talk about all the things that are hilarious about a dog dying.
And by the way, Bryce, way to be insensitive with the not too much time comment.
Sneakers
say,
is
unchecked
dying.
and
He's
unchecked
super
stories.
old.
Wow.
He's creeping up on like 14 years. He's got renal failure or whatever. And I know Bonnie is beating herself up today because she was told that 2 food products were the same thing, and so she swapped them out. And dude, okay, Justin,
Yeah.
you ever been like super hungover and like you're throwing up and you're not really in charge of your body, and the one thought that just is looping in your head is like, oh god, oh fuck, oh god, right? Imagine a dog looking like that all day today. That was today. That experience was today. It was really, really rough.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I really have no other way. I mean, I could be more flowery, but ultimately, I feel like that would be like. What else can you say? That's like one of the worst things you can see. Look, Sneakers is a beloved family pet. The one thing I can definitely say for Sneakers is that if this is the end, he lived his best life at the end, which is a gift that we can all hope for ourselves. Is that we can look forward to sunnier days.
Can I share something I'm a little bit ashamed of? Is that I kept finding myself being like I wanted to be like, oh, Sneakers, yeah, you say you're a good dog, and I'm so thankful for blah blah blah. But then I would stumble across the thought of like, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit dog. You're a little shit dog who kept getting out all the time. And I was like, nope, dial it back. He's dying right now. Literally dying in your arms. I'm like, yeah, but also kind of a piece of shit.
He is a stinky little man.
He's a fucking piece of shit. Also, I love it. Thank you, Sneakers, for your service.
Sneakers.
It's been amazing.
Wait, you didn't miss him running up to greet you at the door?
Constantly? No,
Dude,
not quite.
He didn't do that
fucking
tonight, did
bark
he?
No, not tonight.
is a dart. He has a bark like a dart, and I hear it
Dart
every
bark.
fucking morning at 6:45 a.m. where it's like, oh, is everything calm and peaceful and everything's everybody's asleep? Well, let me fix that. Bark! Like that, motherfucker.
You know why he does
also,
that?
I love you, Sneakers. Thank you for
He's
your
on a
service.
very special diet, so he's starving at 6:40 in the morning. So that's why he does his
Fucking
bark darts.
Dart barking dog, motherfucker. Oh, are you playing taps?
Oh, we're not doing that bit? Okay.
you playing barks?
Fine, he's just trying to be respectful. He's making up for that not too much time comment earlier. You know, everybody, let's pull back on the hashtag cancel Bryce movement. He hit it up with taps.
No, it was really rough though. Like he was just standing and trembling all day. So
Aw.
we took him out to the backyard and we sat him. We stood him on the grass, and I swear to God, like we just sat in 2.5 hours of silence with me and Bonnie looking at this dog trembling until he finally was able to laid down after 2.5 fucking hours. It was awful. It was, hey, dogs, never have them, never love them.
Better to have loved and lost than to have never loved
better
at all,
to have
right?
Darted.
Yeah.
Better to have bark darted at once.
That
than
fucking
never.
dart bark. I swear to God, that fucking dog.
Oh, but how charming is he in that photo? The have you seen this dog? Here, hire him for your party.
Justin, do you remember that story when Sneakers got lost and Bonnie made a lost and found picture, but she forgot to put the words "lost" on it, and so instead she went around putting up advertisements for a smiling dog named Sneakers with a phone number.
It just said
I don't remember
sneakers.
this story. No. Do we have this photo?
Is this the one hanging up in the garage?
Yes, it is.
That's
Bonnie-
an awful photo of him, too.
I know. All right, Bonnie's gonna go get
Bonnie's
it.
gonna go get
but basically, she was so panicked in the moment. She was like, "Oh my God, we got to find this dog!" So she just rushed and printed out the pictures and put the words, what's the important part? Phone number to call and the fact that his name is Sneakers, I guess. But
What he responds to.
it's one of those weird photos where a dog looks like it has a human smile. And I
Yeah.
remember OMG Chad was working with us at the time, and to him it totally looked just like an advertisement for a dog to join your party, like Sneakers, the dog who smiles. Book him at your party.
Well, here's all I know about Sneakers. When I first met you guys had two dogs. One was big and awful, and the other was Sneakers, who was very small and shy and would pee himself if you looked at him.
Correct. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because one of the stories Bonnie brought up that I had forgotten is that Sneakers peed on the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, he peed on Trachtenberg.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I mean that's the one thing that I was like it is a redemption arc for my knowledge of Sneakers, is that like once the big other dog left, he like came into his own. He was like he was the dog of the house. He didn't pee when you looked at him anymore. And even with Kepler, like even though they fight and Kepler obviously could like murder him at any time, there's still an element of like confidence that is there with Sneakers.
Okay, I want you to imagine that you live in our neighborhood and you're going to collect your mail and you see what looks like, I don't know. Describe for me what you interpret this as.
Okay. Okay, so it is like the oval that you would see in like an old woman's like
a silhouette
It's an
portrait.
old-timey
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
yeah, it looks like an elongated egg, and it just says please call and then the number up top, and it says Sneakers, but it's done in a very artful way. Like it looks like a really cool resume.
Well, and this is
And that
one
is
of
the
those
end of
things-
the text. That is the completion of
And
the
that's it.
totality.
And that's just this oval picture of a smiling dog. It's just please call Sneakers. He's lonely.
Wait, what's funny to me is that I would imagine that Bonnie's like action senses are at 11, but also like she's not let go of her art senses. So it's like even as she's hustling to get this out, she can't help but like make it look good.
Oh hell no, yeah. She's like, I mean, Jesus, what am I gonna do? Put it center justified like a fucking idiot?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we'll all please call. You know who's gonna be calling Sneakers? God to heaven.
Oh, God damn it.
Almighty.
God damn it. Hey, man, it was really fun hanging out at Comic-Con.
Yes, it was. It was great.
That was smooth.
It was great. We went to Comic-Con over the weekend, and we got to see the This Is Wrestling movie on the big screen with our friends Katie and James. And then really, I mean, how would you describe there? I think from our conversations, there was one highlight. How would you describe the highlight of the con?
The moment that two things happened, I feel like Justin and Brian were granted a preview of the awesome adults that Josie and Penny will be over the next 10 years that we get to hang out with. And likewise, Josie and Penny were granted the awesome highlight of what it'll be like to be an
The
adult.
slow descent. This is the coolest you'll remember them. They only get lamer from here.
I mean, we tore up the Dubliner, man. It was fantastic, and the girls were 100% all in. We played Space Team. If you're not familiar, it's a game where 6 people start barking orders at each other randomly. It's annoying to everybody who's not playing it. It's great, and it was wonderful, right?
Oh, God, no, it was so fun. So I was really only there for 2 things, and they both got done on Thursday, and then I was leaving Friday afternoon. So I literally had nothing else to do but just hang out. I went to Comic-Con. I've never been to Comic-Con before. I went through 2 passes because I gave away one, and then I got another one, and I did not go onto the convention floor once. I have still never been on the convention floor for Comic-Con because most of what I'd like to do in general it's like, look, you go to one convention floor, you've seen them all, whatever. There's a bunch of people selling some stuff. There's probably a few more Funko Pops booth here at Comic-Con than there would be otherwise. Because really all I care about is hanging out with my friends. And this was a rare crew of myself, Brian, Josie, Penny, Contender co-creator and Action News co-creator John Teasdale, and Katie, who directed This Is Wrestling, a Comic-Con honorary mention for the Comic-Con Film Festival. And we were just playing Space Team and having a good time and eating and having a few drinks. And it was just hilarious. It was just awesome. And everybody got in on our dollar betting games. What were some of the better dollar bets?
The kids started I remember the big one was, and this was the clever way they phrased it, is that we had to take turns, each of us naming another Marvel Universe character, but there was only 10 seconds. So what would happen is as we're going, first, second, third, fourth, fifth rounds, it's easy. And then you find yourself like, oh, wait, who was not Logan, not Professor X, but the tracker guy from Logan? And then all of a sudden you realize you don't have time to access the name Caliban. And all of a sudden you were just like Mr. Fantastic. Like you just had to bail and go to the other one. It was pretty great. I forget who won that one.
You won that one because I couldn't. I got stuck on trying to think of the big-headed villain for the Incredible Hulk, and I kept thinking it was Brainiac, but knowing that Brainiac was
MODOK?
Leader.
Oh,
is his name. I remembered it immediately afterward, but I remember actually this is the Night Attack story because it ties into many treasured Night Attack themes of Brian and Justin being oblivious and ridiculous. So, as one knows, Brian and I carry around leather satchels filled with gold coins.
Yeah, man. We wield our coin purses in public and with pride.
We do. So whenever we're making these dollar bets, we're clanging our big metal ball sacks onto the table and then flinging dollar coins at each other. And then at a certain point, I remember Josie and Penny kept making up questions that were funny or I was winning. And I would, as you would in Vegas, tap the coin on the table and then tip my dealer. So they were incentivized to continue coming up with questions that they suspected their dad couldn't answer. But there was a point in which the question was, who has more money in their satchel?
In their sack. They asked us to whip it out and see who had more volume.
So I'm going to ask I'm going to ask the chat right now, how much money before you first think it's embarrassing that I'm putting this amount of money in gold coins out on the table. So not how much you think we have, but how much before you're like, shit, this is embarrassing.
This is an embarrassing game, and you should feel bad about the game because that is a gross amount of wealth to just be literally throwing around to anyone for any reason.
So we're seeing 30, 70, 50, 35. Theater Monkeys is 750. I'm sorry, baller. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
I mean, look, I'm sorry that the U.S. government doesn't have $10 coins. As soon as they fix that, we'll get to that embarrassing level.
Yeah, don't worry. We're there. So Brian and I start counting, and I will say for me, it was about $50. As soon as I realized that, because by the way, this is not dollars. You can't count this out into one neat pile. You are monopolizing the table for fear that coins will go scattered all over this bar floor. So you have to level it out into $10 a piece, and we're counting everything out.
On top of all of that, like, we've made it clear, we've never taken a tally. Like, to us, the game is always just making dumb dollar bets and not keeping track, you know?
Oh, God, yeah, no. If we could just literally have a token that we would give back and forth, but also keep the hefty the hefty coin sack.
There is something to that moment, man. When you throw that bag like you're paying a mercenary for assassinating the king, it's pretty great.
So it is at about that point that we realized that between Brian and I, Brian had more, that we had on the table $200 in gold coins.
And then we're those assholes. We're those, like as it's
One
as
table. Was there any delineation between the two piles?
Yeah. I was slightly ahead. It doesn't matter.
No, yeah, I
that's
had
not the
90,
question.
I had 90 and Brian had like 110. Like, it was a ridiculous concept.
But I don't know. Look, it's embarrassing. It's also the best game we've ever come up with. It's my favorite thing that we do. I love the fact that the first thing that happens every time we're at a convention together is one of us whips it out and drops it in front of the other, and the other one is already prepared with his bag and ready to play. It's the best game ever.
It was definitely one of those moments in my life where I realized, oh my God, like, what the fuck happened? I was on a track to do a thing, and yet here I am counting out 89, 90.
You know, Callie could have done that for you.
Could have. She absolutely could have. And you want to know what Kelly could do? Kelly could go to patreon.com/Night Attack and become a patron of this very show.
Oh my goodness, man.
$200 in gold coins, right, Brian?
Yeah, dude, I had a dream the other day that that the spirit of Patreon showed up, and he was very attractive and very big and very healthy and very tan. And he said, it is me, the spirit of Patreon, my friend. What's going on? And I was like, oh, goodness, why are you here? And the spirit of Patreon said, I am here to ensure that your dreams get heard by the world. And I was like, wait, you just insure it? And he's like, no, technically you earn it by providing value week after week after week. And eventually people decide to contribute, usually about $1 an episode, sometimes a lot more. But eventually you get to fund your dreams. And I said, that's very convenient because I've spent all my money and I have no money. I'm building a studio, and it turns out that building studios are very expensive. And the spirit of Patreon said, cool story, bro. And I said, well, what do I do, spirit of Patreon? And spirit of Patreon said, I don't know. Don't you have a fucking podcast or something? Why don't you talk to your viewers? And I was like, brilliant. And so now you're all caught up.
So what Brian's saying is that he needs money, and he needs it fast. Can we actually, no, you want to know what? This is actually a good opportunity. We can carve out a little part of the Patreon plug to give the pup date. Where are we now with the? I mean, we've heard rumors over the last few episodes that maybe end of the summer. You know, we are in the waning episodes of the studio that you are broadcasting from now.
Get this. I think we're going to pass final inspection in 2 or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. Like, AC will be throughout the entire place within the next week. And then I think the week after that, we're going to pass inspection. So it's like, it's happening. Everything is actually happening. If you are a fan of the show, if you happen to be headed to Austin, Texas, reach out to me directly. And we would love to host you in our guest house. Like, it's all really happening. And we're going to start setting up the studio over there. I'm unbelievably excited, man.
Yeah, tell them about the Bryce window.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we're making jokes about the Bryce window.
What?
I mean,
It is not a big.
No.
They're putting a window in so people can spy on me.
so people can gawk over Bryce's shoulder while he's live switching.
Yeah.
You'll be able to watch everything as it happens.
Oh.
It's not creepy. You're creepy. Your face is creepy.
Wait, Jesus Christ.
Not you, Justin. The royal you.
Oh.
I mean everybody listening.
Their face is creepy.
Yeah,
yes.
their
Oh,
face is
God.
creepy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, get it. Look, man, everything is awesome, but also everything is broke. So if you can ever spare a dollar, then come on over, patreon.com/Night Attack. The moment is now for us to do something cool with this studio because, again, last chance. The last few episodes in that studio. This is historic.
Oh my God! You just broke my heart. You're right. This is about to end. The place where we've shot for 9 years. The place that was the origins of this whole thing. That's amazing.
This entire enterprise began because Brian didn't want to drive drunk to meet his friends.
Yes. I was like, wait a minute. I could do the
All
same
new
shit.
Friends on the internet.
Yeah. And of course, with patreon.com/Night Attack, if you are a new subscriber or you, sorry, what was I missing?
Bryce was playing the taps music.
God
again.
damn it. All right. If you love sneakers, send us money. If you're a new
Don't tell them that.
contributor
They're not going to send us money.
or raise your pledge, then you have a chance to be randomly called out in a little thing we like to call this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it. Justin, I want you to imagine that you are hanging out in an arcade and all of a sudden somebody shows up shrouded and mysterious and you can't see his face and he just sort of looms over you. You're playing Frogger. What do you say to this person?
I said, "What the hell are you doing?" Who are you? Why are you here?
If I didn't use my voice the first time, why would I now? I guess I'm canceling that out now that I'm using my voice. But anyway.
Got you, bitch.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't know, man. What the fuck? I don't even know what's happening. I'm trying to play Frogger.
Are you sure you don't want to elicit my name from me? Because if you do, then you...
What is your name?
Well, I don't know if you're going to be like that. Just kind of out on fry. I mean, it's a bit aggressive if you ask me.
I'll tell you, play taps for my patience with this bit.
I don't see what the big deal is. My name is... Mabumbo.
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 Mabumbo. By midnight. Thank you very much, Mamba Bumbo. Mama Bumbo. Mabumbo.
Is that Mbombo Cube in the chat, possibly?
Yes, it is.
There we go. Very cool.
But the important thing is this is the part of the show where we go on full camgirl mode, and whoever contributes anything, we say something nice about. Thank you very much to Scoop of Faith. With $3.99 is the only contributor that we've ever acknowledged in the history of this podcast.
Indeed, he is the Bit Boss halftime leader. But I want to tell you a story about Captain Fubar, Brian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. See, I was down getting a deli sandwich, and next thing you know, I see you across the street.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I showed up. I was kind of gawking, but it was just like, hey, I whispered over to you. I go, Sitter Kane.
And I didn't know what the hell that meant. And I was
I
like,
said,
all right,
just
he's probably
Kane,
joking like he has for the 206th time.
So anyway, at this point, I had a real poop tempest, so I headed on over to the shitter, and I dropped trowel, and then next thing you know...
I mean, I don't know. I'm not Ben Franklin, but is Poop Tempest like you reenacting the Shakespearean play, but with your bowels?
Yes, it is. It's I begin by saying the prayer, "When I go," and all of a sudden these perfect couplets come out of my mouth, and also poop comes out of my butt, and also I say, "Thank you, Agent Sign. Good job. I'm glad you have a job now."
And also, I don't care what the hell we said. Aaron Byrne 2 is the only fan that we've ever had on this show, and our current end of halftime.
Did I mispronounce Aaron Byrne before? I'm sorry. I don't know what I said before, but it was garbage, and I don't believe in it, and it's not real.
Oh, goodness.
And only Aaron Byrne 2 is the only fan we've ever had.
Exactly. Well, the only thing that we ever do in the second segment of this show is go to Bryce. Bryce?
Hi, that's me. Hey, I saw something that was making the rounds on Twitter. Do you need a towel? Do you want a towel to clean that up?
I'm not acknowledging whatever it is
Brian
you're setting
definitely
up.
karate chopped his drink off the side of the
I
table.
definitely karate chopped my fucking beer, and I was really proud that I was keeping it pro. And now
You were
it's not
keeping
pro.
It pro. You were keeping it pro, but you melted as soon as you thought the camera was off you. And you just...
It's like dropping a
All right,
zombie
Bryce,
ball.
very slowly explain the game, and I'll
Sure.
go get some.
So there's a website called Twitter. Justin, did you see this thing that was going around? This was like kind of today or yesterday, and it's this subreddit r/no stupid questions.
No, I have not seen this going around today, but I know. Look, Reddit, a fantastic website, all sorts of crazy little communities, all these niches, right? But there is certainly in some corners of it, it can be a haughty trash fire as anything else. But some of these communities are committed to honestly sharing with each other. They have rules that enforce. They are very well moderated. That they make sure that you can feel safe asking certain things.
Right, because I mean, you get questions, and Reddit's very big, so you want to go and ask people, things about life that you maybe would feel awkward asking about, and so that's kind of the idea behind r/no stupid questions, right? They even have like a rule that like all the top level comments have to be a real answer, and I think they're having a tough time moderating that because it's been really big on Twitter lately. But it's where people get to go ask questions. And I thought maybe, because we have so much life experience and expertise that we could help these people out by answering some of their questions.
Sure.
Yeah. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this is a competitive game.
It is not.
But oh, great.
This is just a bit.
So this game is called You're Welcome, Reddit.
Yeah. We did it, right?
We're going to help Reddit out. That's what we're going to do. You don't want to know what? So anybody just go ahead and take whatever we say, copy and paste it into this subreddit and just let them know you're welcome.
Yeah, that's right. So, for example, like we've got this one here from user Nick1702. Can lions actually survive by eating bugs? I just got out of the Lion King.
I mean, the answer, of course, is yes, but Disney executives cannot survive without sacrificing their own good movies.
Oh.
I didn't like
Shots fired.
I didn't like Lion King. I thought it was a bad
I'll tell
movie.
you what,
It's a bad
fucking
movie.
be prepared, anybody who wants to big up the Lion King, because Brian's coming for that ass.
The lion's
Can
ass.
they make it clap?
Some of those
Boris
lions,
Johnson,
are
the
thick.
lion.
Some of those lions are thick. I don't know. Justin, what do you think? Can lions actually survive?
I don't know, but I would say that probably not. Like I don't think that. I mean, lions. I mean, because they certainly can't in the Lion King. Young Simba can't be like tearing a gazelle's neck out, right?
They do sort of dodge that moment. Like, there's definitely a moment that Simba's like, wait, we're supposed to murder and kill that dude, right? And they're like, well, that's prey. Let's talk about the circle of life and describe 3/4 of it. But then just sort of leave out the last quarter.
Missed the one where you have to eat and kill.
Also, this is the Lion King, whose core thesis is that everybody is born into their place in
here we
society,
go.
and good God,
Get
should
ready
they
for this
dare
one.
to treat life as a meritocracy? It's me, the same guy who was in the movie 30 fucking years ago. Are you bored yet?
Oh
No,
my
you're
God.
not. Sorry,
You
go ahead.
hated James Earl Jones in it? He was great.
Fucking, I hated everything about that movie. Fuck that movie. Sorry, you were saying.
Wait a minute. Have you graduated to Lion King hater to the point where you're going to point out that they ripped off an anime?
No, but I
Kimba?
would like pamphlets.
Oh God, the entire.
I gotta say, I didn't hate it, but I did find offense where, like, the women lions are the ones that did the hunting. They're like the useful ones, and then they showed them all like, we're just around here to be pretty, you know.
There was a bit few too many female lions that at some point I'm like, okay, why are you listening to this asshole? There's
could've torn
75
his
of you.
throat.
What are you doing?
There was there were so many that could have torn his throat out. And by the way, they are the ones that do
Should.
most of the work.
And do. What did you think of? Bryce pointed out something that I didn't notice. Did you notice that Beyonce is a character in the movie,
She's adult Nala.
but then her voice detaches from Nala and just sings a song in the middle of the movie as Beyonce? So like.
Yeah, the new Beyonce song "Spirit" in the middle when Simba's running to catch up to Nala and go save the day is Beyonce singing, but it's not Nala singing. It's not Nala's character singing. You don't see her singing when they catch up to each other. She's in that scene. So weird.
That's
so
weird.
That is.
It's also, now it makes me think whether or not I would have liked the original Lion King better or worse if Elton John played Simba.
and then suddenly detached from himself.
And then suddenly detached, he's like, "Can you feel?" And then it's like, "Timon and Pumbaa, it's me, Simba."
All right. Here's another question here from No Stupid. I think that wasn't a stupid. Maybe we can rate these on how stupid these questions
No,
are.
that wasn't a bad one.
No,
I
that was a
think it's a
great one.
zero.
That
I
was a
think it's a
great
zero
one.
on that one.
And to be honest, I actually think there's a scientific answer. Somebody could write us at mail@nightattack.tv.
Yeah.
I bet a scientist could tell us whether or not there's enough protein, like protein bars.
There actually were a couple
if you ate
comments.
like a shit ton of bugs. And by the way, Bryce, we're not getting out of this until you fucking Google Kimba the White Lion, and you just see Brian just sees some of these side by sides.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I'll do that in a minute. Actually, there were a couple of comments on here that were saying, actually, yes, if they were given bugs on a massive scale, lions require a lot of calories, and bugs don't provide that many. But if they were to find thousands and thousands of insects a day, they could live, and so could humans. So there we go.
Wait, but there's one more thing that bothered me.
Oh,
Sure.
There's
one?
only two things. One, that the lionesses weren't, doing their.
they didn't just.
I mean, it didn't
murder
make
the
sense,
dude.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actually go hunt, because they're the ones that actually hunt.
Correct.
So that was a little weird. But the other thing was what?
Go on.
Was that the movie was a fever dream in a taxidermy factory?
Oh yeah, no. I know it was
So many dead
Scar.
eyes.
Scar's sitting there pigging out, and he's been like, "We ate everything into oblivion," and then he didn't gain any weight. He was like scrawny dude.
I'm glad somebody's
Scrawny
talking about the
lion.
real issue because that's an unrealistic body expectation for you
For
to
a
eat all you
lion.
want and still look as good as Scar did. I mean, I felt like he was really svelte and awesome.
So this is the video that's been going around for a while now. Before the new Lion King remake, Kimba the White Lion and the Lion King are
Oh, I have seen this. This is an anime that came out before the Lion King,
just
right?
before the Lion King cartoon did.
Yeah.
And so they're looking at concept art for both films. Kimba was originally a manga. And I don't know. I mean, there are some things where it's like these shots look similar, but I don't. I don't know 100%.
Everybody watch the video as, with a straight face, Bryce tries to say that he doesn't see the similarities.
I'm not saying
as
there
the
aren't.
video is going on.
I'm not saying there aren't similarities. Anyway, so
I don't know. I mean, there's only like so many ways you can do pictures of cats.
I mean, there's only so many ways you can sing "Just Can't Wait to Be King."
all right, we got another question here. This is from Ripley Bunny. What does the H stand for when people say Jesus H Christ? I'm from the
Holy.
UK.
It's got to be holy, right?
Yeah.
And I've only come across it in American books and on Reddit.
Oh, I would say Herbert.
See, I thought
Oh,
it was
really?
I always thought it was like Herbert too.
Yeah.
You think it's holy?
No, I would say yeah, because it's a funny thing that Jesus would have a middle name, right? So you just give him a plain, kind of weird middle name in the same way that we all have kind of weird plain middle names.
Yeah. Or Hoover, I see. Horatio, we see in the chat.
Harambe.
Well, it's possible. I mean,
Jesus, Harambe Christ. I'm going to start using that. That's too
And
good.
did you know that they ripped off an anime too?
apparently one of the
Not a Japanese gorilla before.
One of the comments here actually has an interesting explanation. In certain churches, the Greek letters for Jesus are displayed on robes, which to many people unfamiliar with Greek can look something like JHC. So if you just saw the J, knew the J meant Jesus and the C meant Christ, there's the A that it doesn't quite belong. Interesting. Also,
Holy
the second.
shit. Actually, this
the
is
second.
kind of a game because we do actually have top voted answers.
Not all of these have very good answers.
Okay, all right.
I always thought it was
but
holy,
yeah, no,
though.
so the other ones are Hecken and Herbert.
Yeah, why did
Jesus,
we think it was
holy
holy?
Christ.
Like why would that be the obvious
I don't
answer?
know. I
don't
always
know.
thought I'd never even questioned it.
You
It
grew
was
up
always-
thinking it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Have you ever said in exasperation, Jesus, holy Christ?
No.
no.
I think
wouldn't
I
say
have.
that.
You have, Bonnie?
I think I have.
Can you reenact that just for us? Or?
Jesus, holy Christ!
Okay, see, it sounds good coming out of her. That's the thing.
That's I don't
I'm
think
Southern.
for anyone else though. I think it's a Bonnie only thing.
Hey.
Like that can get away.
Bonnie, where are you at on our 11-year-old daughter becoming increasingly comfortable? None of our daughters curse with profanity, but Josie is becoming increasingly comfortable with light blasphemy, just shouting. She used to say, Jesus, take the wheel, which,
It's a meme.
Yeah.
right. And then she just shortened it to like, Jesus. And now she's just like, Jesus Christ. and I don't know where it's my responsibility to step in and participate in her decisions
I
there.
mean, you exclaim Jesus Christ.
I do, but I have already gone through my journey of knowing that blasphemy is saucy, but generally more acceptable than shouting the F word or whatever.
I don't
right?
even think so.
I mean,
Have you traveled in Texas? I think she will suffer for that attitude, and you should change it. If you leave
Oh.
Austin, our little blue bubble,
so tell her to say fuck.
better than I have
Than
actually.
Jesus? Really?
I have actually gotten chewed out in my art studio saying, I said, "What? It wasn't Jesus Christ. It was just like, it was not even like."
She was shouting "fuck the Virgin Mary."
Spider-Right Zero
Yeah.
is saying
Hey,
let
yeah.
Josie say fuck, but it's like she already can. She's choosing not to.
Yeah.
Understand that your position is encourage her to say fuck
Oh,
over
I know
Jesus.
what it was.
I mean,
I
that's the
got
question.
chewed out for saying OMG, and
Oh,
then somebody
ugh.
said, and then they said, "Oh, you are taking the Lord's name in vain. I would appreciate you not doing that
Oh,
around
dude.
me."
No, that's stupid. Fuck
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
OMG.
I mean, yeah.
I'm coming.
I don't know.
But
you
you-
don't know what the G stands for.
Yeah, it's goodness.
You-
Oh my G, as in Warren G.
BioCow.
Regulators!
Hold up. BioCow found this, which looks like the monograms.
Oh, holy shit! The Greek
THC?
does
It
look
does look like
Jesus
THC.
H.
That's pot.
Christ.
Jesus, Jesus High Christ.
Yeah. Hi,
Took me a
Jesus
minute.
Christ. Now, but I, when I go and deliver my art in these little rural areas around town,
okay.
then I drive 45 minutes out of Austin and stop for gas, and it is have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're crippling your child within the social structure, which
But
is
are
Texas.
I would
also
like-
do you think your children are going to end up outside of Austin,
Well-
but in the more
But
not
also,
Austin
if
parts
they
of Texas?
are, do you think they are not going to be able to self-regulate down the road? Because
I
can
think Josie
self-regulate.
can regulate.
Yeah,
I
right?
mean,
I mean-
I don't know about the other ones, but
Yeah. Although I do like Daniel J. Newman's suggestion of just shouting, Jesus, tramp stamp Christ.
What?
Oh, shit. Did you see the dude who got a tramp stamp with the word Trump over his butt?
No.
I believe it was a Reddit post that said, imagine your husband came home with this. Oh, did you find it?
I have to check. This looks like a lady's rear end.
The H stands for hot, yeah. No, that is a lady's rear end.
Okay. I thought it was.
That's a different one than I saw. What I saw was
maybe
a
this
dude.
one?
Yes, that's the one.
With the.
It looks like somebody on a Friday night had the stamps to make it on a leather belt in the back and just
Yeah,
stamped
it looks
in
like
the
it's
word
been branded on him.
TRUMP.
Ugh.
God, that's awful.
And no ass too. Couldn't even make it clap. I don't think.
No, hell no. Oh Jesus, those jeans are gravity's taking the wheel on those jeans. They'd be by his ankles if it weren't for that industrial support belt he's got and a muffin top.
Also, for the record, it seems to me like shouting Jesus is it's ambiguous whether you are blaspheming or if you're calling upon the power of your Lord and Savior to support you in your time of need.
It's the most
wait.
defendable.
Yeah,
exclamation.
like Jesus, help me, right?
Yeah.
That's something is appropriate to say when your car is falling off a cliff.
What happens when you go more religious and you're like, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary? Is that the Lord's
I
name
think
in
that's
vain?
a
Or
lie.
are you
That's-
just like,
But that's like, that's the short version of saying, what if Jesus, Joseph, and Mary were here watching this? And that sounded like a joke, but I think I think that's how you would defend it.
Jesus, Joseph, and Mary, if you were here, I would appreciate a little bit of help.
Except I think nobody
well, I'm glad you asked.
nobody can defend mine because I always go, Jesus fucking Christ.
No, I definitely what instinctively comes out of me is just the words Jesus fuck, which is totally indefensible.
Yeah.
I
Jesus
can't.
says, let Jesus fuck. Let Jesus fuck.
I am kind of bothered by the fact that we don't see Jesus as a father. I mean, it's like you came down, you were part of the whole world, setting an example.
He was on
You
Earth for
didn't-
like 30 some years, and you
Yeah.
didn't think he
Yeah.
boned?
I would
Yeah.
have liked to see that father-child relationship.
This is also when
Yeah.
I doubled down on my encouragement for you to listen to the audiobook or read the book. The Gospel of Biff,
Bible.
best friend of Jesus.
Oh.
Yes.
It's great. It's look it up. It's great and sweet and wonderful.
There we go. All right, we got a question here. This is from Rory. Ways to get permanent amnesia?
Shit. Like forgetting everything before a certain point, sort of like a factory reset for the brain. Also,
I mean, like, wait, are these people too young to know Eternal Sunshine?
Oh, yeah, that's the point of that movie, huh?
also a recurring theme in last season's Arrested Development, where it's Forget Me Now.
The Forget
pills.
Me Now, which
yeah.
were just roofies.
Yeah.
Well,
Ways to
yeah.
get
I mean,
perm-
that was like season 3, right?
No.
Yeah,
it was
in-
last year.
It was in the original 3
Yeah.
seasons, too.
Oh,
it
was
was.
it?
It was in. Yeah, it was
Briefly.
in the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
when they were-
But they really leaned into it. In the
I
Netflix
know.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Time. You'll just forget. I mean, just wait
Fair point.
10,
Sure.
20 years and then,
I think they're looking for something maybe a little more systematic, though. It sounds like the reason I pulled this one is because who is asking this question? What is the life of the person asking, how do I get permanent amnesia?
I'm just saying. Spoiler alert. There's at least a 75% chance that you don't want the answer.
Well, so.
There is I think we talked about this on the show, but like there was a Wired article talking about like a pharmaceutical that had a amnesiatic effect, and so the idea was that people who had PTSD would take the pill, and then during this 15-20 minutes segment, they would, to the best of their ability, relive that moment as vividly as they could, and then basically the drug would just turn down the volume on all that. So it's like
Wow.
later they would know that they were in battle, but they wouldn't feel it the way they did.
Are you describing the television series Homecoming, though?
Well, no. I'm certain that Homecoming was riffing on that very real advance that they're working on.
Yeah.
Also, Homecoming was way good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
We get some comments here. Very, very specific brain damage. Would not recommend. There's no safe or easy or consistent way to get amnesia. It's usually a result of traumatic brain injury, drug overdose, or harmful drug interactions. There we go.
These are responsible answers.
So I got aim for the bushes. So
Aim
I
for the
think
bushes.
maybe it's 0 points on that one. Okay, I have one here for you. This is from I Have Stage 5 Gay. About 6 months ago.
What's funny is I heard I have stage, I'm like fright. And then it's like 5 gay.
This was about 6 months ago.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is stage 5? Is it like the DEF CONs where it's not very gay, or it's like
it means you're
very
at peace
gay?
with being gay.
Right.
Yeah.
We have hit normativity.
Yeah, exactly. If you're like not very gay, but then if you're at stage 1 gay, holy shit, all bets are off.
It's a real gay panic on that one.
Oh my God, the gay to only levels we haven't seen since World War II.
So the question is, should gay people be allowed to have incest?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
What's the worst that could happen? Their children will be deformed? 52% upvoted.
All right. Agenda much. I don't even know how to process this. This is somebody.
This is maybe a stupid question, I think.
Maybe.
So
Maybe.
the idea, the conceptual idea, and trust me, I'm on board with moving through this as fast as possible. But if you remove the concept of children from incest, does it change the calculus any? Even if everybody's still not cool with it and thinks it's bad, does it change any of it because now at least you're not bringing somebody else into the world?
This is something talked about in the book The Righteous Mind by Jonathan, I forget his last name.
I
But
would have bet $100 that sentence would not have followed what I just said. That this was brought up in a scholarly book I've read.
it is because in order to test for different what he calls moral taste buds, he provides the hypothetical example of a brother and sister who are adults. They go to a vacation in France. They wonder what it would be like to have sex with each other. They have sex. They decide, well, that was interesting, but I don't want to pursue it ever again.
But the big
and then
thing
they're
is
done.
that they use protection, which means they couldn't have children.
Right.
So
There's
that's like
no
you take
chance
all
of having
the-
kids.
yeah.
Sure.
Is that moral or immoral? But there was something about that scenario that people were just like still immoral, and it's this inherent like you said, moral taste buds.
And so everything after no, it's immoral, is just people making up reasons.
Yeah.
And so you're just kind of trying to fill
Reasons
in the
for
gaps.
why it is?
Well,
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Because they would ask, like, well, why is that? You're like, well, because, like, what if they did get pregnant? And then it's like, well, in the scenario, we very clearly told you there's
Hypothetically,
no
it would
chance
never,
of
yeah.
them
That's
getting
right.
pregnant.
Right.
It's like, well, but still, I mean, better safe than sorry. It's like they
And
would
also-
begin to go in circular orbits, and basically
Yeah.
it just boiled down to they have an inherent aversion to it.
But it's probably
So-
not.
so-
Oh, no, go ahead, Justin.
So are you for gay people being able to have incest?
No, well, it's
I mean,
just it's an interesting moral discussion, and it leads to us wondering, well, where does morality come from?
I would say that the question is shining a spotlight on the false answer people give. I think that
Right.
in general, humans have a disgust trigger for the idea of incest. I think that in general, most people, I don't want to say lie, but most people ascribe it to the fear of malformed offspring.
Sure.
When
Which
truth-
historically is incredibly accurate. And, I mean, you think of, like, the royal families.
It's not even all that accurate.
Oh,
This
really?
is- yeah. It's apparently you go from a 1% chance of birth defects to like a 3% chance of birth defects. I think that
objective accuracy or not, that's the idea, though. I didn't know that. Most people
correct.
don't know
But I think
Yeah.
what the question does is correctly shine a spotlight on the fact that there is a visceral negative reaction to it that the science does not, that is not in line with the science of it.
Okay.
Except, here we go. Brian,
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
are you going to try mayonnaise?
No, I will not try mayonnaise.
Exactly.
What is this?
Exactly.
That's
because
that
why?
leads to deformed babies, Bonnie. Everybody knows that.
I know.
That's why it's called Satan's jizz. God, gross.
Jesus.
Brian's whole argument is like, why would I try to like mayonnaise? It's not good for you. Like, what good can come from mayonnaise? And I think that's the argument that people would say about this topic.
About incest.
It's just like, it's just
Mayonnaise
working
and
in
incest.
ways.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of reasons beyond malformed babies where just even on a societal level, if it's like, all right, I believe as a society, these people, related people should not have sex, then that's your reason, right? Like that's, I mean, beyond the fact that that specific question is worded in a way where it's like, should gay people be able to have incest? I think that there's a larger problem of power dynamics that would inherently be in play in most.
E. Clay Thomason has the best counter argument. Humperdew. Enough said. If anybody has been watching Preacher, then you get it.
So not a stupid question, I think. Is
A less stupid question than one might think.
yeah. It was deeper than kind of it seemed like it would be when we first said
Accidentally
it.
It
deep.
certainly went a lot longer on it than I thought we were going to do. So,
All right. Well, here's one. This is from user I am Brian.
Uh-oh.
Posted about 12 months ago. I love the Austin Power movies, but I never understood why the small person was called Mini B. Did they ever explain that?
Okay, first of all, I was very drunk when I posted this.
Second question, did they?
What I love is because they have this no jokes rule. Like it's
Like
just very
that means he
it's
definitely thought it was real.
Well, someone just no. He actually calls him Mini Me because it's a mini version of himself.
Wow, I've never seen it in print. Okay, thank you. I was drunk when I wrote that too.
I mean, that is, I'm sure that that's not the craziest thing, that if enough people watch that movie, it was very, very successful, that somebody is just going to hear it as Mini B and that'll be that. Like, it's just the law of averages kind of thing, right?
Yeah. All right, here's one from Dickweave Delight. They ask.
I
MD.
forget what thing I was reading, but I think it might have been one of these question subreddits where it was like somebody was asking a very serious question and they were answering it. And the person that gave the great answer that was voted to the top was just called cum whore. And it was like the first response was the original poster saying, thank you. And the one right after that was username.
Well, you remember all the way back to the early days of BB Live Show, there was somebody in the chat that we found problematic to even acknowledge because his name was Cuntmaster Flex.
Yeah, Cuntmaster Flex was pretty good. No, she came back, or he, I don't know, came back and said like, oh, it's because I'm my husband's cum whore. Also, Reddit.
Oh, all right. Dickweave Delight asks, is it bad to fart on your kid? My son has been sick the past few days, and last night he fell asleep on me. More specifically, on my ass. I felt a bad one rumbling up, and rather than move and definitely wake him, I just let it rip. He continued to sleep, but I'm not sure how I feel. I willingly put butt particles on him, but in his best interest, please help.
I mean, I would leave that up to Brian and Bonnie. Is it bad to fart on your kids?
I mean, I'm going to say what's funny is I didn't even think about the while they're asleep part. I was already on board while they were awake, conscious, and in the middle of a wrestling match. Just got them. Like I'm already on board with that. So it's like if they're asleep, I'm only more on board with that.
Is there a line for farting on your kids? Like, would you fart on your kids while they were eating?
I mean, no. Here's the line is on her wedding night. That's the only time I will not fart on one of my children.
That's the line. That's
the
a
line.
very
That's
high
the line.
bar.
Everything up until then is fair game.
I am so
You just
glad
you just
we
get
had
ready.
this talk because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Oh my god.
Because that'll be her husband's job. Like, you'll
That's
give him a stern handshake.
I'm up there with teary eyes. I'm like, there comes a night when I will not fire upon my daughter.
Stop touching the mic.
That's your job now, Johnny. She's yours. Then I fart myself.
And then, then you up your own fart and smell it symbolically of the lonely fart.
Then I karate chop a beer.
Dear God.
Dead silence in the fucking recreational hall that the reception is in as your daughter just whispers to her new husband, he's been talking about this for years.
You're like, she's like, I was 6 years old. They didn't think I was listening. He had a podcast.
And you interrupt her, yes, I did. Here's a clip.
Some of the comments.
What about you, Bonnie?
Oh yeah, Bonnie.
Are you?
You sound okay with it. Were you play along?
I've definitely farted on them while they were eating.
Oh my God.
That's a close quarters situation, I would assume. Like, because kids, they're running around, they always want to be with you, they're always playing around, and next thing you know, you cut a gasser on them. I think that's just something that's bound to happen, right?
If the children are sticking their hands under the door while I'm in the toilet, then we can assume that they're pretty comfy with mom. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some comments including, I'll fart on my kid just for the lulz. Nah, I do it to my wife all the time. OMFG, poor kid. This has to be your first kid. It happens. They fart, shit, piss, cough, snot, and puke on you. It's going to happen to them at some point, especially if you're close to them. Get ready and used to it.
That's a long way to write. It's called revenge, motherfucker.
Oh, man. All right, here's a good one. This is from Unlucky Apricot. Do bugs get confused if they fly into your car at one location and fly out of your car at a different location? A fly came into my car as I was
This
leaving.
is a great game,
That
by the way.
is a
I'm
good
really
one.
happy with this game. This is so good.
A fly came into my car as I was leaving for my 50-mile commute this morning. He flew out upon arrival, and I can't help but wonder if he is now flying around super confused.
I would say the only way for him or her to be super confused
Them.
is to have any idea of object permanence. And as I understand it, they don't. They're constantly living just in the moment.
Right.
So if you're living in the moment,
All on instinct.
yeah, there's no difference. Like the moment is you're at our house, then the moment is you're in the car, and then the moment is you're at our new Monorail World headquarters. You're welcome, Bug.
It's got to be all instinct, right? Like they don't know what the fuck's going on. They're flies.
I disagree.
Really?
What?
I think a fly wouldn't be disturbed, but if a bee flew in, then it'd be really upset.
Of course,
Bees
but
do
they've
have-
got a movie. Until they make a movie about you being sentient, I don't give a shit. Ants, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Bees, you got Seinfeld. Congratulations, you're up in my respect. Flies, until Flies the movie, and I'm not talking about Goldblum, sit down.
Okay.
Sentient, like just fucking around, sitting on a pile of shit flies. You out.
That leads me very, very well into the next question here from Matt Tyke. Where are snails even trying to go? Which is, I think, a very good question. What are they even doing?
Like, it's fine that you're taking so fucking long, but where the fuck are you even going?
trying to do?
Oh, it's pretty good. Did you hear about like I guess
That's
the
a work of art. That's a work of art. In fact, Bonnie, you need to. I want to commission an art piece that just is that. It's just where are snails even trying to go? If that were the name of a Fiona Apple album, I would buy it immediately.
Oh my gosh.
Did you guys hear about like I guess the genitalia of snails is either left or right-handed, and they
interesting.
all tend to be the same, but like 1 in 100 or whatever small amount is flipped and on the other side.
And so they're incompatible with the rest.
They literally can't mate with anyone. So
Wow.
somebody there was a bug dude, that's what they call him, and he found we'll use air quotes, wrong-handed snail, and had to they made this big internet like dating competition, like everybody look for a compatible set of genitals.
Wow.
and then
No.
they found like 5 of them, and they were able to replicate.
No, I had never heard of it because I knew that they like they do that thing where they like wrap around each other to like get it
Fuck.
on. I didn't realize it could have like a northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere rotation.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, do you think it's okay if southern and northern hemisphere genitalian snails have incest?
I mean,
If they're able to.
Sorry, I just realized I was taking the question seriously. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's 100% my fault. I apologize. I forgot what show we were doing.
Some of the answers to where snails even trying to go are to the food, to the water, and to the sexy snails. Another replied to eat, drink, and to fuck like Vikings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was actually serious. Like, this is a great subreddit. I'm getting in on this subreddit.
This is a good
subreddit's fucking great.
All right, let's go to this one from Bird is the Word. Oh, there we go. User Bird is the Word. Why do we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" while we're already at the ball game? We're already here.
Legit question. This
Yeah.
one is not only not a stupid question, it's the only relevant question that I've heard all night. Well, I'm glad you asked me that, Reddit. I've asked myself that question many times, oftentimes while I'm tumescent, and due to my incredibly robust erection. Sorry, I don't know, something
you're
Alex Jones.
channeling.
Alex
Oh,
Alex
Jones,
Jones.
yeah.
That was fair weather fan Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's to validate our choices, right? Like we've already made the decision and spent the money. So here is a song where we are lauding the choice that we made and the sacrifice we took to be at the ball game.
Aren't we all so smart? We went out to the ball game and
Exactly.
ate Cracker Jacks.
It is for the exact same reason that we sing "I Just Can't Wait Till Christmas." I
On
just can't
Chris-
wait.
in Christmas
yes,
time.
exactly. We don't sing that during Halloween.
Though
I
Christmas-
just can't wait. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to get out of this mask and go to Christmas.
And though Christmas music is creeping, the Christmas creep. is a real
Christmas
thing.
creep,
Okay.
or Santa, as we call him.
Jesus, Santa Christ.
Jesus.
Santa is the Christmas creep. He's like, "I'll be in your house tonight, kiddies."
I mean, Mommy was kissing Santa, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. A little creepy. Grinning Toad in the comments answers, because it's fun and we know all the words, which I think is a pretty wholesome answer.
It's true.
Yeah, and also, by the way, not after 9/11 when they changed it to God Bless America. So I think we found Al Qaeda on Reddit.
Wait,
Wait, what?
is that a thing?
Yeah.
They changed the words
Yankee-
to take me
yeah,
out?
Yeah, the Yankees took out "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and put in "God Bless America."
Mm.
Weird.
Are you like, doubting me?
No, I mean, I don't know what mechanism
I'm
they
judging.
would replace.
Sorry. That's
taking
my
this
Marge
seriously now.
Simpson judgment on the Yankees voice. What are you doing?
How does that even sound? It sounds
God
like
It goes,
bless
God
'em."
bless us, America. We're a great country. We're founded by lots of white people, and we've never done anything wrong. So it's root for. Oh no! Oh, sorry.
Oh no! Turns out that this
Damn it,
bit
yeah,
is
yeah.
already.
Maybe I'm confused on the lyrics.
Apparently they sing both, but yeah, that was like the after 9/11 they changed. They had people sang "God Bless America" there. Although, and I guess
I mean, I feel like
I don't know whether or not the Red Sox do Sweet Caroline instead of it. I think most stadiums.
I want to point out that Odocta supports my rendition of the song in the chat. So as long as I have Odocta's approval, I'm happy.
Okay, here's one from user New York asking, do you shake milk before drinking it?
Who would do such a thing?
Well, see, you wouldn't shake a glass of milk,
But
or
like,
even the
maybe
jug.
chocolate milk.
But yeah, chocolate milk or bottled milk. You know, if you go get a milk from like fast food or something, you might shake it.
I don't think
There's a real answer to this one.
I feel like I've seen in a movie, like a haggard bachelor, like going to his refrigerator and like shaking a jug of milk and then pouring it out.
Really?
I feel like I've seen that, although I might just be conflating milk with something else, that like orange juice or something that somebody would shake.
How about a haggard mom trying to get some chocolate milk for her daughter, and there was no lid?
Oh God, is this a real thing that happened?
Yeah,
You shook an open container of milk?
it really stinks. Just everywhere in the middle of the night. And it's
Oh,
just like,
God.
oh.
By the way, the least sexy wet T-shirt contest.
With like brown falling onto you, like you
Oh,
don't want
with
to
chocolate milk, okay.
Chocolate milk.
So there is a real answer to this. Justin? Do you know actually the real?
I would guess that it is a like particulate thing in like 2% milk or something like that.
Kind of. It is for fresh milk you would do this. So JSAT3474 says, Farm Kid here, the practice of shaking milk comes from when you would get milk straight from the cow.
And it would be separated.
That's right. The fats rise to the top, creating the skin, so you would shake it to redistribute the cream. Personally, they love the cream so much they would spoon off the top layer for their oatmeal.
Oh, that's pretty good because you're right. Like raw milk does stratify itself, whereas like 2%, you have a similar consistency throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I
if you-
guess you could still shake it and get it a little foamy.
Yeah.
Like homogenized milk, you could foam it up a little bit, I guess, with that.
if you go to like some place that carries all the milk, so you can get the non-homogenized milk, and it has the yummy butter at the top.
Yeah.
Right on.
All right, maybe just a few more here.
Sure.
This is from user Box6. They ask, how loud would I have to yell at a bug to kill it? If I were to yell at a bug through a paper towel roll, how loud would my scream have to be to kill it from acoustic shock?
Oh, this is so great. This is such a good answer.
For
or
everyone,
question.
For everyone saying the bug would just fly into my mouth, I have drawn a diagram to disprove this theory.
Are you-
There's a little stick man saying, the wind, bug spiraling out of control because wind, paper towel.
That's so good.
very good.
I
A lot, wouldn't you? It would have to be a lot.
yeah, like 500, 1,000 decibels or something. Like it would have to be this percussive burst.
At least because bugs are like compact. They're
Yeah, they're also prepared. I mean, they hit windshields and walk it off.
well, sometimes some of them, yeah.
I mean, whatever it is, it'll be coming for Spider-Man next.
It turns out it's definitely a writer at Disney or Sony who's like asking for a friend. How much would it take to crush
Exactly.
an arachnid?
If Craven my friend.
I love the idea for a Spider-Man plot now where just for some reason maybe Peter Parker has like thin bones, like bird bones or something, and so Spider-Man's the only one affected.
Dude, Dan Wally with the deep cut referencing Claw from Secret Wars. Yeah, he'd be the one asking for sure.
I think if you-
Yeah, I don't know. This is a great fucking question though, because I'm sure somebody has an exact answer on it.
I think you just need to get their wings torn off, though.
I just think you have to hurt their feelings.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, are they
Then they just give up.
millennials?
Although, by the way, E. Clay Thompson points it out. This is congratulations to your new writer's room for Modern Row.
Oh my God! What a brilliantly simple idea for a YouTube channel. Just all of these.
This is interesting. So someone in the comments says, I know that 1,100 decibels will kill the bug, but it will also destroy the entire universe.
What?
So it's definitely less than 1,100.
I guess it's one of those exponential curves where at some point you're destroying the universe.
I think so, because at least when we describe decibels, that's a logarithmic scale.
Yeah.
With energy as great as 1,100 decibels, it would create enough gravity to cause a black hole to form, and an incredibly large one at that.
We have a baseline.
So less, not more, less than that.
Here's a game. What is the world record for human screaming in decibels?
I want to say probably 115.
All right, Brian says 113. Justin?
1 decibel.
This is 1. Bonnie?
Oh, I don't even know what decibels are.
Okay.
Wait, okay. Let me see. I did test the kiln because the kiln was like at like 85 decibels. It was just like
Wait, for reals?
Yeah, I was just like, this is untenable, and you
That's
have to
almost a
fix
jet
it.
engine.
I was like, you have to fix this. This is ridiculous. The screws were loose, and it was just vibrating insanely. So, and then and he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I'm like,
Apparently, the world record for human screaming is under 130 decibels. Whoa. The loudest sound that can kill a human is 180 to 200 decibels. Someone also in the chat or in the comments mentions that every 3 decibels doubles the volume.
So it's like the Richter scale.
Yeah. Wow. So
That was close.
Yeah, you were really close actually. So
Closer than 1.
Well, that was like have you guys been following this Cuba CIA
Jr.?
office thing?
Oh, yeah. The brain melting ray that they were hitting them with.
Yeah,
What?
that it's like allegedly like a sound ray that's been like melting people's brains.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was reading about the news, so a bunch of people who work in the American embassy in Cuba were reporting that they were like, they were feeling wonky, they couldn't stay focused or whatever, and then it was theorized, they were all hearing this sound, and it's like, I think you're getting hit by a crazy sonic death ray, and when I read the article, I was like, okay, I've read enough stories of mass hysteria that they kind of fall into this pattern where it's like there's something weird. Everybody shares stories of how weird they feel. Then they decide there was a weird thing that happened to them. But in this case, it sounds like their brains, this is the recent news story, their brains are literally altered. Their brains are messed up because they were zapped with sonic rays in Cuba. Cuban sonic rays.
that's crazy. So I'm reading this Guardian piece here. Scans taken from 40 U.S. government workers who suffered strange concussion-like symptoms during their deployment to Havana revealed that particular brain features look different to those in healthy volunteers. The medical team that performed the scans said the findings were not conclusive. They do not match what is normally seen in brain injuries, and the severity of symptoms did not vary with the extent of the brain differences spotted. It's a unique presentation that we have not seen before. So
I'm just saying, check out when that dude posted that bug shit. I think we got
Turns out it's the next day. He's like,
Yeah.
okay, thanks. Got it.
that's a good question. Hold on, let me see.
Gracias.
This was 3 months ago, so that's
Yeah.
probably I don't know. All right, here's maybe this will be our last one. This is from user SFW Dab account asks what
It's his safe for work
Dabbing account, right.
as opposed
Like-
to his not safe for work dabbing.
it's the dance move, not the edible.
Sure.
is the-
Yeah.
They ask, what's the full version of the name Seth? I feel like there's more to it. Is it like Sethany or some shit?
Oh, this is great. Can I tell you? Literally yesterday, I called your friend of mine, Nate Staniforth, and he answered the phone, and there was a pause, and I was like, "Is your name Nathan?" Because somehow I've been friends with him for 15 years and had never once considered the fact
might
that
be
Nate would be
Nathan
short for
Staniforth.
Nathan. And he goes,
Yeah.
"It is." And I was like, "Oh," you're like, I didn't know how to deal with that.
Some of the comments obviously helping us out. It's just Seth. Let's see. Seth is a complete name. It's from the Bible. I went to school with a guy whose actual name was Sebastian, but he went by Seth. but his middle name was also Thomas, so that might have been it. That's interesting. The third son of I didn't know Adam and Eve had children. Well, no, I guess that makes sense. The third son of Adam.
Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
No, I think they might do that.
The entire fucking point of them.
You're like, is that canon? I don't know.
And then the rest of comments that have been removed from the moderator. So
Man, bullshit where Adam and Eve have kids.
I mean, it makes sense that they had a kid, but you don't. That's the part you don't think about.
Yeah.
That's some like.
What do you mean you don't think about it? That's the fucking point of them.
That's why they exist. But yeah, no, you don't think about it. And that moment that God says, "Hey, you two, fuck a lot, make babies."
Well, it doesn't get as much newsprint as the apple and the snake do.
Oh, look, the press is all about the scandal. I'm with you on that. That's fucked up.
True. Yeah. But they had a job to fucking make babies.
Kilmarnock in the chat says,
The
Bryce,
problem,
they
Bryce,
had at
is
least
you're
2
touching
kids.
people at their worst moment.
See, that was my stupid question. That was my stupid question. I should post that. Did Adam and Eve have kids?
Oh, shit. All right. Gigantic hat tip to no stupid questions.
Thank you very
That
much.
is reddit.com/r/no stupid questions.
Hey man, is there an even better place on Reddit that we could go to right now?
You're goddamn right, Brian. Reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com is where you can go each and every week. We've got a Diamond Time that is perched precariously right up there at the top of the page. Top 3 get read, and we begin with Sign. Yo! Here's my final update for Sign's joblessness saga. There's a 20-minute YouTube video filled with personal thanks for Diamond Club. Seriously, thank you all for being there. Diamond Club has for years been a family to me, and I love each and every one of you. Keep being awesome. P.S. The new job lets me drink on the clock. It has a free beer fridge, and now has TV set to certain Twitch channels thanks to me.
Hey.
Sign, congratulations.
That's awesome. And the video is only 2 minutes long, so let's
2
see how long we can watch before we Brody it.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
Love you, Sign.
We love you, Sign.
Hey guys.
All right. Nope. Too slow. Too slow.
I was shocked you went there.
We got from what Jigger Dad
right.
says, I'm doing a charity bike ride in August to raise money for cancer research. The ride is 2 days and over 200 kilometers. Please donate at tiny.cc/Paul G. That's PAULG. Thanks, and thanks to you, Paul, for everything you're doing to fight cancer.
Look at that. He's at 14% funded.
Good deal.
Check it out.
And finally, C. Grunter writes, hello, Diamond Club. C. Grunter here. This weekend, my gaming group, Unreal Aussies, is running our 4th charity stream supporting Beyond Blue, which helps people suffering from mental illness. We have over 40 streamers coming together to collaborate in this 10-hour event. This year, we're aiming to raise $10,000 for the cause. Just head on over to twitch.tv/Unreal Aussies from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., whatever the hell that time zone is, AEST, Saturday, the 27th of July, Facebook event at bit.ly/Blue Diamond Aussies for anyone in Queensland who wants to visit in person.
Hells yeah. Hey, remember back when we used to do the summer movie draft? I mean, that was fun. What might it be like if it was still happening today and instead wasn't gone like we know it is?
You have no idea how much I'm annoyed.
Let's find out in a fantasy moment called Play It.
Welcome to Movie Draft Minute presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of July 22nd, 2019. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. Quick correction from last week. I should have said special thanks to T2T2 for the awesome job that he's done on all the draft site. Seriously, guys, I'm kind of like the anchor man. I read whatever's in front of me. So, with that in mind, let's go check the rankings. Team Cosmic Radio TV is in 7th place with Vanad Kobedad Savad Jalad Aya, bringing in 4.3 million Crooney. Team Hammerson is in 6th place, $274.1 million. Team Night Attack is in 5th place, $699.3 million. Team Grant, the Beerist, is in 4th place, $729.2 million. Team Sword and Laser is in 3rd place. The Lion King bringing in $212.8 million, bringing the total to $788 million. Team John Tracker is in second place, $805.3 million. And in first place, $885.1 million. It's Team Frog Pants. And that is your Movie Minute for the week of July 22nd, 2019.
How much does The Lion King make, Justin?
I mean, because right now the game is what makes more, it in its first 4 weeks or The Lion King from here on out.
Right. So let's say it makes $300 million, then
Which is bullish, which is very bullish. I
It
think.
is very bullish. We'll say $200 million, right? So then John Trekker rounds out at just over $1 billion. But that means The Lion King has to make another $200 million plus, which I don't know is the craziest idea on the planet.
It's not. It depends on what its hold is this week, right? Because if its hold is 50% this week, then it's still at 90 to 100 million. And then at that point, it's just stacking, decline on decline on decline. But they have a lot more weeks, and it's a kid's movie.
Yeah,
So-
and on top of that, boy, those Rotten Tomatoes reviews. Somebody doesn't like that movie.
But a strong audience review number on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, look, if it is, it's there for the kids, and the kids are still out of school, right? So, I mean, it could have strong weekdays. I don't know. At this point, I'm praying, man. I'm just hoping and I'm praying because
For us to come back from 5th place.
I have nothing but time on my hands with John over the next
So you don't care about us doing well at all. You just definitely don't want John to win.
I can't deal with it anymore.
Yep.
I honestly, it's eroding my mental health. It's
Fair enough.
making this show less fun for me that I have to have these smug sons of bitches just rubbing this shit in my face whenever I talk to them.
They're not shy about that.
No.
Remember they bought hats? They made and bought hats for the draft. That said movie draft champs.
I'm talking to John this weekend at Comic Con. He's like, I guess we'll have to get new hats.
Oh, jeez. You're like, wait. Oh, that's right. You did.
They bought hats, yeah.
Hey, shall we take a look at the mailbag?
Yeah, let's open up the Diamond Club.
For drinks in the Diamond Club.
The Diamond Club. That sounds grand.
Super grand. This is the part of the show where we go to the mail at mail@nightattack.tv and read some of your emails that you sent into the show at mail@nightattack.tv. We got a follow-up from Joey, a.k.a. Diamond Scoop. Last week we talked a little bit about sports and what sport I should follow. Joey writes,
Yes.
Following up on the Bryce following sports, I would suggest following the XFL when it comes back in 2020, which I think I've addressed. I don't know what show I addressed it on, but I'm not particularly interested in Vince McMahon. Joey continues, it should have a similar feel to the AAF, and Vince McMahon has enough money to keep it afloat for at least a couple seasons, which I think is true. But they continue, or if you want to graduate from college football, LOL, and follow an NFL team, might I suggest the Raiders. They're going to be on Hard Knocks this year, the HBO show that follows teams through training camp so you can learn the players. And they are moving to Vegas, and who is going to say no to a weekend in Vegas capped off by a football game?
To be honest, that's a really compelling argument. I think if you're going to make the leap in, it's a franchise that has a past history but is beginning a new chapter. And also, Vegas, they just had a great experience with the Golden Knights, right?
Knights, yeah, hockey.
They didn't win, right? They made it to the finals.
No. Let me just tell you this.
Ooh, what?
All the goodwill that is there, and I've been to Golden Knights games. They are a delight. Vegas is perfect for hockey. It'll be perfect for basketball. Raiders fans, I live in Oakland. All right. It's just a different breed. They are very passionate. And maybe, Bryce, maybe that is your taste. Maybe you watch it. Now, what I would suggest is give Hard Knocks a chance.
Oh, sure.
Because it is a well-produced, one of the gold standards of sports television shows. They are very, very good at bringing out the very unique and bizarre personalities that decide to make a living playing football and coaching football specifically. There's a lot of personalities and characters on that team that they're going to chronicle. So I would say give that a shot. Anybody who's gone or seen like all the fun that it looks like at the Raiders games will be more like a fight weekend than it will be like a Golden Knights game, or if they had a basketball team. Like, that's just a lot of people that, they're all wearing jerseys and you see and you cheers or whatever. Mm-hmm. Fight weekends are very specific. It has a very aggressive kind of energy to it. That is what those Raiders weekends are going to be in Vegas.
Can I throw something surprising to hear out of my own mouth?
Okay.
There were a few moments that while we were in San Diego that my uncle was watching stuff, and he watched the Tour de France, I think is going on right now. But also he was watching some Open in golf. Golf is really pleasant to watch.
Oh, sure.
And I can't believe I'm saying this. It's not boring at all.
I like golf.
And it's great.
I like golf games. Give me some of the Hot Shots golf. It's great. It's a puzzle game. It's just a puzzle game.
This is an amazing moment. This is an amazing, guys. I hope
chat has
all understand.
We've galvanized everything.
No, Brian knows exactly this moment. Brian and I had a moment with Bryce where Bryce was like, "Oh man, I'm looking at music festival posters, and I know less and less of the bands." And we're like, "This is a threshold you pass." Brian, you're on that boat with Gandalf. You've left Middle Earth. You are now in the place where you're just a guy of a certain age who likes watching golf on Sundays.
I like the part where the ball goes in the hole. It's very pleasant to watch.
And they do this,
and each time I hope it lands in the hole, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And then they tell me the story about the guy and where he's from, and I'm like, oh, it's even more interesting now. Now I'm invested in whether or not the ball goes in the hole.
So I have a group text that I've had for years with a bunch of my friends in Florida, and they are now they're a little bit older than me in general, and they've just all they all hit 36, and then they all started playing golf. It was like as if like they were just called, like the salmon, the swallows to Capistrano, like the salmon going upstream. They were just called to the course. It's just something that happens when white guys past a certain age.
I will say, I guess also in the last couple of years, like curling, pretty fun to watch. Not gonna lie, sure. I like the part. I like the part where the puck stops on the circle.
If there was a bar that had like, oh yeah, you can play curling, like I would fuck with curling. Curling looks fun as shit.
Yeah, it's tough to watch. Curling's an Olympics thing, so you can only ever see it every 4 years.
But it tickles that same itch as like a bar shuffleboard. Bar shuffleboard is amazing.
It's great.
It's so much fun.
On the NFL stuff, actually, last year I was casually following the Titans. I remember there were some reasons that I followed the Titans.
Tighten up.
But I'll take a look at the Raiders too. I have space for many teams. We also had one last follow up from Oppie 1984. They write, just to chime in on the sports ball thing, I played soccer and football as a kid, and now I watch college football and pro soccer. You can watch it and enjoy both. Soccer is easy to follow or easy to learn, and the MLS is US-based, so it's not on in the morning. As a producer of Cord Killers, you should know about Pluto TV. They have an MLS channel, so you can take a look at that and watch past matches and see if you want to get into it without real investment. Because, Pluto TV is the free one, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, and it's also like live streaming. It's no DVR. It's just sort of, waterfall television. Yeah.
Best of luck finding your next sports bar to follow. Oppie 1984. P.S. FIFA is pronounced FIFA. I think you maybe went FIFA.
It was FIFA last week.
FIFA last week. One last email here from Bradley. Bradley writes, thanks for the random shout out. It made my day. It was a day when I needed it. My 11-year-old son and only child just left for summer camp, and his mom and I have been nervous old parents. It's his first time away without parents for a week. Getting the random shout out was a great distraction for us both. It's great to see the musical curse is over.
Never had a curse.
There was no curse. There was no curse on this show.
No. We never had a curse.
We never fucking had a curse because we curse while musicking.
Yeah. Jesus heckin' Christ.
Also writing about when we did the redo game, when we did the game that you guys had done
Oh, that's right.
9 months ago.
Yes.
Bradley writes, "Don't be mad at Bryce. I thought the redo on the corporate buzzword game was hilarious, even if it made me feel like I was suffering from deja vu or early dementia. With the AARP notices coming in, I worry. I'm 50, a fan from NSFW number 1. By the way, did the gallon milk kid die? Do we know where he is?"
Oh, wait, all the way back. It was Gatorade, not milk.
It was the Gatorade. Yeah.
I know. I still follow him on Twitter. He mostly talks about baseball, but he's alive.
Yeah.
He's also got some good things to say about After Things and all the pre- and post-show talk. Keep up the great work, and the pledge increasing will continue. Hope to get to shake your hand someday and say, "Great to see you, boss." Your one-way internet friend, Bradley Martin. Thank you, Bradley.
Hells yes.
If you got an email, mail at nightattack.tv is where you want to send it, and we'll read it here at the end of the show, which is what this is.
I'm so glad to see people adopting that phrase, the one-way friendship, because that's what I think about. Everybody is we're already one-way friends, and I look forward to the moment that all of us could become two-way friends. And but in the meantime, Justin, what did we learn this week?
Oh my God, Brian! We learned that boomers can get fucked.
Yeah, goddamn right. We learned that at this moment, I'm not sure if my dog's alive downstairs. I'm gonna go check that out.
Ugh, caramba.
We learned that golf not boring.
I do like the part where the ball goes in the hole. We learned that a game doesn't have to have a winner and a loser to be awesome. That was a great game, Bryce.
Thank you.
We learned that there are no stupid questions, only awesome ones.
Only stupid hosts. And most importantly, we learned that we will see you next Tuesday.
Fire!
Oh yeah, we also learned that the Bit Boss is Aaron Byrne too. Nobody else has ever had one modicum of our affection. They're all garbage humans, and they all should die in a fire. Except for Aaron Byrne too, the only person who ever loved us.
That's it.
So sad that I wanna drink a warm glass of Drano. Night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack, night attack. I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.